Welcome to the Schmoedown Replay. What's going on, guys? We are the Cinefanatics. My name is Chris Adams. And I'm
still on mute. I'm Robert Adams.
You're super professional. Way to go.
You know what? Second stream tonight. We just came off of the tagline. Now we're in our bedrooms.
Did you get another glass of whiskey?
I sure did. I'm ready for this one. Let's go.
That's right, guys. Tune into the tagline Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock right now before this stream. That's getting that plug in right away.
Where we talk about movies and stuff.
Yeah, you talk about movies and stuff. This one, though, we're talking about the Schmoedown. We just kicked off the singles tournament, the ultimate Schmoedown tournament today. And from what I hear, it was a good one. And I can't wait to dive in. But here's the thing, guys. Here on the Schmoedown Replay, when possible, we like to get extra special guests on these shows. Give us a little bit of insight if they have any knowledge into how the game is played, strategies, all that stuff. We'll pause the video in the middle of it. They can drop some knowledge on all of us, and we continue on playing, reacting, doing all that fun stuff. Questions from the chat, all that stuff's going to happen on this show. We should bring in our special guest for this one, though, because this person is actually in the match we're about to watch. It is the new... I'll call him a rookie sensation already. He was highly recommended by one Eric Nerd Chronic Rodriguez. I'm talking about Andres the Ghost Gallego.
Hey, guys. On?
There he is.
How's it going, guys?
How's it going, man? How you feeling? You got your match out there and everything.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Well, you know, it's been a whirlwind of a good 12 hours so far, where my Twitter has been going off every 10 seconds, but you know, overall, it's been good.
Non-stop. Hey, you're in the Schmoedown now. You're going to get your phone blown up like crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
great.
You're famous now.
Maybe.
Oh, God.
More people watch the Schmoedown than read the phone book.
Oh, that's a good reference right there.
Yeah. That's true because phone books are obsolete now. Anyway. This is going to be a good one. So we got Andres here is going up against Adam Collins, who's from the fan leagues and is playing for Corruption. Boo, boo, boo. And Andres, our friend here, is playing for the Dungeon Heads. Yeah. I know we got Tyler in the chat there. He helps run that Dungeon Facebook group. So.
Man, that was an evil laugh right there.
Now.
So real quick at the top of the show, if you, those of y'all,
I think it's PLD. Hashtag blame PLD.
Yeah,
hey, I forgive you, PLD.
those of y'all who are watching, who are in the chat, those of you who have already seen this particular Schmoedown episode, please do not spoil it. Some of us haven't seen it yet. I mean, technically, also, he hasn't seen it yet.
I mean,
yep.
So, please
lived it.
Make sure you don't spoil it. But if you have any questions, drop those questions in. Again, we'll be pausing it throughout to talk about if you have questions about a certain point or anything. If you have questions, feel free to drop those questions in via Streamlabs, which is up there.
Just so we know, Streamlabs, I'm just throwing this out there, Streamlabs will pause the show. So if you send in a Streamlabs question in the middle of while we're watching it, guess what, fam? We're going to pause it and ask your question.
You can also send in questions via the Super Chat. Streamlabs is the preferred method of your question asking enjoyment. But
because YouTube doesn't take any Streamlabs.
Oh, yeah. That's why. Also, make sure you hop on the patreon.com/cinefanatics. It helps us out. That will be great if y'all can do it. Andres, anything you have like thoughts, feelings, and opinions before we start playing this? How was it? I would say, how was it? Let's actually back up a bit. I actually do have a really good question in regards to this. How was it when Eric and essentially Video Drew were both saying like, hey, we recommend y'all managers, we recommend this guy? How was that getting the support of them on there, and then the process of going with the managers?
Okay, yeah. So right off the bat, when Eric was recommending me for it and stuff like that, and Video Drew as well, it was definitely one of those things where, you know, I like I've been a fan of the show for quite a bit. I'd seen the last couple of seasons, and me and Eric used to do a thing where we both worked in the same company, and we both worked over on the night shift. And during the nights when it got really slow, me and him, we actually had 2 dry erase boards right next to us every time. And we were, you know, we popped in the Schmoedown on the big screen, and we just basically just played along with it. Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Have dry erase board will travel.
Yeah, no, yeah, no. And the thing is, man, like, honestly, like, as much as I love to have competed and stuff like that, today, still I hope to one day be able to compete with Eric as well, because that was something where we were always talking about, man, like, you know, doing the teams thing together, and, you know, just us, because whenever there was a team match that we were watching, we would always just pretend that we were both on teams and stuff like that, and it was, you know, it was just so much fun, and it was just so gratifying to see you know, what kind of scores we were getting at points. So yeah, but going to your question, when Eric started you know, doing the Twitter thing about, like, you know, oh, he should get on the show, and I was like, oh yeah, absolutely, I'd love to get on. And then Drew got on as well, and I was like, I had met Drew for the first time, like, I think 2 or 3 weeks prior, and we just really hit it off. And so it was like, oh god, you know, freaking Video Drew Looney Bin is like freaking recommending me for it. It's freaking awesome, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was very, very humbling, and it was a big honor that all of a sudden it caught on, and a couple of the managers reached out to me, and that was just that. I mean, that was just like a 0 to 60 moment, like, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, you go from being a fan, then it's like, oh, this could actually happen, like, you know what I mean? and also I've been I mean, like, people talk about studying for this and stuff like that. I mean, I'd gone to film school for at least like 7 or 8 years, and well, not film school. I moved to Chicago for 7 years. Gone to film school for like 4 or 5 years. So this is something that always came to me naturally, and just something that I've always had a passion in. And I'm just like, well, you know what? If I can go on and show them what I got, then absolutely, let's do it.
Yeah.
I want to say it's not too early to pop this up, but since we got Andres in the Schmoedown now, Yodi for Chronic.
Oh,
yeah.
Absolutely. Yodi for Chronic. Yodi for Chronic every day. Like, so many things we have to be thankful for with him, in terms of even just redefining the hype for the Schmoedown.
Yeah, I kind of do here. I can't help that the singles color here is also red.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Corruption has a layer.
I'm actually kind of.
There's the den. There's the layer. There's a dungeon. There's the Finstock
exchange, which is, I guess, like,
you know what?
Wall Street.
This is just like a room, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I was thinking something completely different for Finstock, and I don't want to say it now. So anyway, real quick, let's bring.
I agree.
We'll find out when he has his match against Video Drew, if he needs it. Anyway, we should bring up the our bracket here. Who is it that we got for this match? Well,
oh yeah, that's from last night.
Kind of hard to say because it's as a play-in match, but suffice it to say, we do have Andres winning this one, not because he's here, but because we've seen him and experienced his knowledge from the Video Chronic quizzes.
Let's be honest, though. I mean, if it was the other way around and we had, was it Adam Collins?
Yeah, Roka would still
here. We'd be like, yeah, we got Andres for this. Like, that's just weird.
A timeline that doesn't exist.
No. And even the idea of like going up against Roka, like Roka's a freaking legend in this industry. Sorry, I say in this industry. I say that too much. No, Roka's a legend just in the game in general, and it's you know, if I was going to lose to somebody, Roca. There's far better. There's far less you could do than Roca.
So the thing the way I've looked at it so far, I'm harping on my match again, but like essentially, I was thrown into that match. Like,
we get it. You've played in the Schmoedown.
That's not the point of this. I know. I was thrown into that match 30 minutes before we filmed it, and like I had just met DJ Wooldridge for that, and immediately I was told, "Yeah, you're playing against Drew McWeeny and Andrew Guy." And I'm like, "Okay,
okay,
wow."
And it's one of those like you going all the way to round 3. Yes, so we lost. Spoilers. We lost in that, but we still went all the way to round 3. And here's the thing: when you first come in and you hit that far into the Schmoedown, that's amazing. I still feel like I won on that. So take a drink, everybody. Every time Robert mentions his match, take a drink.
I love it. That's a great idea. You're gonna mention your match just to give you an excuse to take a drink now. Oh, by the way,
I'm gonna mention it just to give the excuse for everyone else to take a drink. I'm a person for the people.
I was in the Schmoedown. Oh.
Yeah.
What about Robert's
By the way, have I told you I was on the Schmoedown as well? Anyways, so it's not about me being in the Schmoedown. Let's talk about Andres being in the Schmoedown.
Yeah. First match.
Yeah, let's dive into this first match and see how this goes.
Excitement, adventure, first match.
A Jedi craves none of these things.
However, the rest of us do. So
the rest of us do because we're not Jedis.
Let's do the thing. As always, let me know if y'all can't hear it, and I will rework it.
I can't hear it.
Shut up.
Off to a great start, guys.
I feel like the graphics.
I love the graphics
better
on this.
Every year. Also, we got that Skybound backing now
Welcome
too. So
back to the movie trivia Schmoedown. I'm Christian Harlow.
Oh,
joined by Mark Ellis.
really, Ellis?
Mark, this is it. This is the beginning,
Archibald Graham.
Even though the official tournament itself doesn't start until
so the nickname of the Ghost, that was one you actually had come up with, correct?
I came up with Gallego a couple of years ago, actually. Yeah. Or actually, no. It was given to me by a buddy of mine named Joaquin. Long story short, we were photography class together, and all my photos just came in completely translucent on me, and then so he's just like, "Oh, Gallego strikes again." I'm like, "That's actually a good name. I like that quite a bit. I'm gonna use that."
Unfortunately, it throws everybody off thinking that you have an S in your name and you don't.
Yeah. So the thing is when it came time for you to play, like you came in and like Christian asked you like, "Hey, do you already have a nickname that may fit for this?" Or was he like pretty much already aware of this being a nickname? Because I believe, if I remember correctly, it's like your Twitter handle as well.
Yeah, it's my Twitter handle as well. And when I first popped in, it was the same thing of how it appears just directly right below right here. So he's just like, "Oh, okay, well, that's it. There you go."
Nice. So I know Christian usually he's sometimes he's really good at like picking the nicknames for the competitors.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that's really kind of cool. You just came in like already with a really good one right off the bat. You didn't have to have like all the fans like surround you and try to talk Christian into giving you the nickname Switchblade.
I didn't have the Vince McMahon moment.
Oh yeah. Real quick, Garth is saying I had to Google Archibald Graham. It's a baseball player. No wonder. Archibald Graham apparently is from Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
If you build it, they will come. I've started watching that movie a couple of times. I don't think I've actually made it all the way through that movie. I need to give it another try because I know it's classic. Anyways, moving on to this again.
Same. Ready to play it again?
Yep.
All right.
Christian, it's like I'm back in junior high when you're just outside the school gymnasium and you're waiting to get into the dance, because that's what the ghost and the coyote are trying to do. They're on the precipice of dancing and meeting girls and listening to Boys II Men to a slow ditty, but they're not in the dance just yet.
Now we
Today
go
is going to solve that problem for at least
the
one. And the other one,
end
they're going to have to
of
call
the
a
road.
parent or legal
Anyways.
guardian to come pick them up, because no dance shoes necessary.
I'll say it was freaking hard to not laugh out loud at
strangely
certain
enough,
points.
for
God,
a
you're
debut
Ellis.
for two rookies, a lot of pressure.
Oh, Ellis is
on
straight
both,
professional at
because
this.
these are both free agents that were picked up in the middle of the season. And with Andres, he's got the pressure of the dungeon, for lack of better words. They're stinking up the joint right now.
Hey,
And I've
come on
said
now.
that to Kaiser. And he'll have to take George Clooney for saying that, but
Come
it's,
on now.
it
You
is
got
what it
the
is.
pressure
he
of the
made
stink.
moves. He tried the money ball it this season. It didn't work out for him.
Quite
So he's really
pungent.
banking on this tournament. And by taking a shot
We,
at the ghost,
we still take
what
baths
can
in the
ghost
dungeon.
do? Now, on the flip side of that, you've got Corruption, who is on a tear right now.
Molly
You saw
upstaging again.
that Chance Ellison, Mike Kalinowski played in the finals. Chance Ellison wins that tournament, and we have ourselves a Corruption winner. But now, here comes
that
Adam
was so
Collins,
good.
this hot shot from the fan leagues, the Coyote, if you will, the Wanderer. And Shannon picks him up. What does she know? She's shown that she knows some stuff about competitors and works with them really well. Looks what she's done with Laura Kelly. So I don't know. What are you thinking?
I mean, we're looking at two managers who are clearly fans.
Look what
of
she's done with Laura
themselves,
Kelly. I got
and
to
they do
the
have
point where
a
I
little bit
believe
of
that Laura
something to
Kelly
show
taught
for it
Shannon how to
back
be
up
a
their resume.
freaking heel at this
Now we're
point.
just giving them two raw pieces of Play-Doh, and they're going to see what they can
Molly.
hold out of it. Because we don't have that much tape, we have some family matches that were very entertaining.
Every
I
time.
just got to go to, what do I fear most, a ghost or a coyote? You might think I'd say ghost, but I saw a coyote at the park running the other day. Christian, it was menacing. It was looking at me. It was following me. I don't know which one I'm going with.
Yeah, and
I
it
mean-
depends on which one you do. You might also jump off.
In all
the,
honesty, I mean, if I could
Roadrunner, so you never know what kind of code you're gonna get.
Oh, right. Yeah,
go to
those are-
town,
those
I
are-
That's not what the show is.
I can't go
Well,
to
not
town
really.
right now.
You
There's
just dynamite. All right, so let's
epidemic
get
or pandemic going
to
on.
The video itself.
can't just wear a
find
mask.
out
okay.
exactly how the major feud between the dungeon and Corruption keeps on moving.
Oh, good Lord. Oh, there's Piggy Smalls.
Hush during the Nerd Chronic promo.
You said it, man.
Seriously? You again?
And it's one more time we see Corruption versus the dungeon, Kaiser versus Shannon for all the marbles right now.
Christian Harloff must be walking around with a rock in his shoe.
And your winner, advancing to the next round.
Looks like Corruption's got the dungeon's number. We did it again. Sit down and shut up.
Because I'm sick of all this animosity he has towards me, making me play Corruption every match. I mean, can I play somebody else? Please?
I was
No.
looking forward to not having to see your ugly mug for at least like 6 months. You are like a cockroach coming out of a baseboard. You just don't die.
But really, I have nothing to say to you people anymore. I hope you all lose. I hope some of you fall on your way out of your houses today.
Here's something you can all bet on. Andres, the ghost with the most.
Hey guys, Gallego here. Listen, I've been watching Schmoedown for a couple of years now, and you know what? I want to go into this. I want to show the dungeon that they made the right choice in choosing me, the ghost, to represent them.
If you were smart, you would have signed with any other faction than Kaiser's.
Oh my God.
Greetings. I'm Adam Collins, or as I've been known since that incident in Jackson Hole, the Coyote.
Corruption signed Adam
It's
Collins.
terrifying.
What do we know about Adam Collins? This is a fan league guy, right?
I had reached out to Robert Parker and I said, "What do you know about this guy?" He said, "Yeah, he's a crazy person." I said, "Great, he's perfect."
Things I've seen, like high-stakes movie trivia at roughneck bars across this country, would make your skin crawl. You can count on me bringing that edge into this match.
I've heard a lot of great things about Adam Collins and about what he's done in the fan leagues. However, Adam, you made one wrong move. You're in Corruption. In Corruption, they're in my eyesight.
I'm here to send you, Mr. Collins, back to whatever fan league you came from or whatever illegal chop shop you work at on Sundays. You're gone.
I'm a coyote, man. I've been watching. I've been waiting for the right moment to make my move. And I can tell you, And when it arrives, it will not see me coming.
Honestly, it's now time for the dungeon to take out corruption. I only got one question for you. Are you ready?
Yeah. Oh my god.
You gotta pause that.
Oh my god. I mean,
Okay.
come on, guys.
That was some good work right there.
That was some good work. So was one of the things I like, especially in this, the ghost spin, was when you're filming the promo for this. Was that something that was your choice to do that, or did you have like someone else was like working with you on that, going, dude, you got to do this like spin thing?
No, actually, I was talking to Eric about it, and I was just saying, like, man, I know you got a lot of work to do, and with all these promos and all this other stuff, would this idea, would it be too much for you to do, or would you just rather prefer it just be all done in one go? And then Eric was kind enough to be like, no, dude, anything that gives me something to work with, that's great. In fact, I encourage those ideas. So that was something that I came up with, actually.
You had like a one camera setup, I'm guessing, on that.
I had a one camera setup, but I also had a buddy of mine who was holding the camera for me, actually.
Okay.
So that was in the entire time. We shot it multiple ways as well too, just to give Eric some choices as well. And it was just kind of funny. I was like, can you shoot from right here? 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 So, yeah, no, that's
points of focus.
Yeah. And just the idea of just inadvertently the camera switching perspective in mid sentence, and then all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute, like, just to kind of give it a little otherworldliness, give the Ghost foundation a little more right there.
I love that.
That was good. Yeah.
I think the other thing that we need to start doing whenever there's a dungeon match is that we need to, as an additional piece to a quote unquote drinking game, is every time Kaiser makes up a career for somebody, we take a drink.
Yeah. What is it? He told me I look like I was going to a Colonel Sanders audition.
Yeah.
Now, granted, at that time the chin stuff was a little bit pointier, so it did kind of look like Colonel Sanders. I give him that, but to be honest, I did not get that job, so that audition failed. I tried. I really do like their chicken, though.
It's anyway. cool little anecdote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think to no one's surprise, you have these two rookies who are saying exactly that they want to make a mark here, and the Coyote it seems pretty confident.
My cat did that too. My cat
talking,
always does that.
The story at the moment, as always, is Kaiser versus Shannon. Shannon seems to have Kaiser's number, minus the victory at Spectacular, obviously this year, but last year. But this year, it's been all corruption.
It has, Christian. And corruption, I think if you're looking to make a statement and you really want to say, okay, this is the faction to beat, then this is the tournament to do it in, because there's a lot of points that are going to be up for grabs before we ultimately get to the Final Four. And like you said at the top of the show, we ain't even there yet officially. It's like you used to get excited for March Madness to start on Thursday, and then they have playing games, and you're like, oh, I start to get basketball on Tuesday. This is that basketball, and I am just so thrilled to be back with you with another tournament.
So has March Madness been replaced by
you and I never had to worry about making our debuts because
it's September Sadness.
We were just going to do some competing.
Oh.
It's a different sport now for people who, regardless whether they compete in fan leagues or they knew somebody and they had an audition, they got in. There's a lot of pressure on these two fellas, and I think they're managers as well today.
It makes stars and it can break careers in a heartbeat. The tournament has been a starter for many and a heartbreaker for others, and we're going to find out what the case is for our two competitors here today. But before we do that, we mentioned the big feud between these two, John Kaiser of the Dungeon and Shannon Barney of Corruption. I feel like you guys are here again, and we can't get rid of you two. Shannon, first of all,
Someone's
going to
cuss.
really good coming off of Chance's big win in the Inner Geekdom. Mike making it to the
Luckily,
finals
this was
there.
pre-recorded, so.
And you have had the Dungeons number. Do you feel the same way going into this rookie match?
Are you guys happy to see me again? Because I'm so happy to see all of you. Yeah, I'm excited. Look, we got the momentum in our favor finally. It took us a while to get there, but now we're in a great position.
Real
I don't
quick,
understand
Andres, if
why
you
Kaiser
feel
is
comfortable
such a
letting
glutton
us
for
know,
punishment.
it's always kind of cool to get the behind-the-scenes info.
I have to
How
stomp
long
you
ago
guys
was this
out.
shot?
Are you
And feel
really
free to
wrong?
tell me, like, I don't want to say.
I agree. You can respond to that.
Maybe have you let Mike out of the refrigerator yet, or is he still
Week ago?
Just chilling.
Week or two ish.
You know, it's hard to breathe in that thing. You might want to let him out so he can compete the rest of the way.
Kaiser, I look after him.
Oh, good.
That's
Okay, I wanna
about
make
that's
sure.
about the
I don't
usual.
like
It's
the kid,
usually
but I don't want him
a
to
couple
suffocate,
weeks
you know what
to
I mean?
three or
Listen,
so.
Harloff,
You
I
gotta
don't know
sit
what
on
your
the results of
problem
the
is.
match
I mean,
for
you
so
think
long.
Maybe I could play somebody
Yeah.
else this
I know
season. I feel
when
like
they
every
were
other week I'm
filming in
playing
the
corruption.
studio,
Is it just the two of us in this
at
league?
least the
I mean,
like
give me
the
quirky
matches that we
jerks
saw
or the
when we were at
Vernon
the
Knapsacks
studio,
or
like
the
some of
Stan
them didn't
Levines,
come
whatever
out
they're
for
called,
like
the usual
almost a
Sam.
month
I don't even know. I
later.
just want to play
So-
somebody else. That's all I'm saying.
I think your thing is you drafted some rookies, you signed some free agents.
So many of them.
The
all at
rookies
once.
are going to get lower priority this year in the tournament. And so Shannon also, remember, Shannon has 2 rookies playing in play-in matches. He also has Marisol McKee coming up against Bonnie Somerville. So you should. What's
that's
the
going
word
to be
I'm
a good
looking for? Stop
match.
complaining.
Marisol versus Bonnie.
Stinking up to join Harloff. It's
Yeah.
going to be that dirty
That'll be
coyote
fun.
you're about to let in the room. I wonder if
I'm looking forward to that one.
Hey, let me tell you something.
I'm looking
about
forward to seeing what
Coyotes.
Marisol can
Coyotes have
do
a very
since she's also
unique
came from the fan leagues.
ability to sniff out garbage, trash people, and you're on his radar. So you might want to simmer down a little bit there, Kaiser.
It's very true. Coyote's also a threat to small dogs, so I'll make sure to protect. Now, when you see Coyote and you see Ghost, look, it's exciting. They're cool nicknames, and I'm sure that the human beings behind those monikers are great. But as a manager, you're talking to someone who wants to compete and probably has visions of grandeur in their head of running the table and pulling an Ace Cabrera, winning this whole tournament from the play-in match. How do you steady those nerves and get them to just focus on this one play-in format?
Who are you talking to, me or her?
It's really to the field.
Go ahead, Kaiser. Go ahead, little lady. You go first on this one.
You know, I like this kid, Andres, the ghost with the most. He's eager. He's been training in the dungeon. Drew, Wit, they've been taking him under his wing, really helping this kid get ready. He's a nice guy, which again is a little strange for, you know, normally I like to have jerks in the dungeon, but this kid, he's kind of nice. He's like Brittany, you know, she's a nice person in the dungeon. I'm trying to toughen these kids up, but I think the kid's got the moxie. I think he's a player, and I think he's going to show it today.
Shannon?
You know, Adam has been lurking for a long time, and I earned his trust, and he earned mine. And I don't see a lot of nerves with this kid. I don't think that's what you can expect. I think you're gonna get exactly what a coyote does. He's going to lay low. He's going to survey the land. When the opportunity is right, he's going to eat his prey. I mean, he's not a nervous guy. You've seen it in the promo. He's actually quite amazing. And he's a fan leader. He's done this before. As far as I'm concerned, he's sitting at some guy's house. Hopefully that guy doesn't come home, because if he does, we might be in trouble. But, you know, he's relaxed. He's in.
She just confused Kaiser with Lon.
All right. Well, the managers are here. Big match for both of you, especially
Maybe.
Corruption, who can pick up just a couple more points to try to catch up here to the Finstock Exchange. All right. Going to drop you both out. Good luck. All right. Mark, the managers have done exactly what we thought they would do, and now it's time for the competitors to come in.
Fire off at each other.
Well, let me recover from the. Okay. Yeah. Chris is gonna be
Probably
long-term. It's
just
gonna be
that
a fun
one. I mean, that's
breath.
right up
Let's do
Kaiser's alley to just.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time
As
for
someone who's
the
been in the
movie
dungeon,
trivia
yeah, it might just be the
Schmoedown.
one.
Introducing first.
Is it mint flavored?
Representing
Oh, it's menthol.
the dungeon. Making
Well,
his Schmoedown debut.
I like that they put his well on the dungeon theme.
Andres the Ghost Gallego. Andres, what is up, man? You are debuting. You're here. You've
Hey,
made
that
it
dude
here.
looks
You've been
just
a
like
fan
you,
of the show
Andres.
for a
I
while.
know.
You wanted to
That's a
thank
stupid,
you. I think
stupid
you
joke.
maybe, correct me if I'm wrong, I thought you wanted to maybe even try to
Oh,
get
you've been sitting on that one.
work, it didn't go your way. But
He was waiting to say that all
free
night.
agency comes, you get on people's radar.
I actually
and
thought of
Kaiser
that joke
picks you up.
earlier today while I
Why
was at
dungeon,
work,
why
and a
Kaiser?
customer was yelling me about why their cable bill was so high.
Kaiser in the dungeon. It like in searching all the different
Okay,
types of managers.
so I just want to
seeing
stop
what my
right here
options
real
were,
quick.
There's just something about Kaiser that.
Okay. How clear am I coming in, guys?
On our stream?
Yeah, on your stream.
On your stream, great.
Yeah. So I have no idea why I'm coming in like I'm on a freaking cell phone somewhere. Like that's the one thing I do want to say is that I'm like, yeah, for the sound, I don't know what was happening. I saw some people in the chat were just like, man, what's up with that sound? Like, man, it sounds so cheap. And I'm like, dude, I've got my mic right in front of me. I have no clue why, guys.
I would say you're actually using like a full mic. You're not like doing the mic off of like the AirPods.
No, not at all. And then before you go in, like you can actually coordinate all that stuff. And then like it was set up, but just for some reason it just wasn't in the cards. So I apologize for anybody for the sound off the bat.
Is this the same? This is the same mic you're using right now?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it kind of looked like it here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with Garth right there. Yeah, it's not like I was going to try to.
Welcome to the dungeon. Can I take your order? You're having a cheeseburger.
Yeah, I would like a hamburger and a cheeseburger.
You're having a smash burger is what you're having.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, I just wanted to call out to that real quick.
Hey, it is what it is. It works because they put out the video. So here we go.
Automatically, right off the bat, it was just no friction whatsoever, and it just felt like the right place, and it felt like my crew entirely. So, I mean, I couldn't have picked a better situation. I'm so proud to be a part of the dungeon.
I want to ask you about your nickname on Duresa, full floating free torsoed vaporous apparition or ghost. How is that moniker going to fuel you in these three rounds? How are you going to be ghost-like when you're competing?
He's a professional.
Ghost-like when I'm competing? Dude, any hit you have to give towards me, it's just going to go right through me, and I'm not going to feel a damn thing.
Nice.
All right. Well, the ghost is ready.
Yeah.
We're bringing the coyote.
And that's another thing I do want to bring up as well too for any potential competitors as well.
You got to have it right now.
Real quick.
And his opponent.
Thanks, Garth.
Oh my God, they wouldn't know what it sounded like.
Yeah, we had quite a few like issues with our mic and sound at the beginning. In fact, we probably still have sound issues, but we had a lot of mic issues when first starting the tagline.
What? No.
Until I upgraded our mic situation. So
yeah. Sorry, guys, I didn't do a little Mark Wahlberg there.
Yeah.
Wait, what are you talking about? Mark Wahlberg.
What? No.
No.
But I want to talk. I want to talk about just that moment right there where Mark had asked me just where the ghost was coming from and how that is going to affect the match. Honestly, I'm probably giving away a trade secret right here, but like literally, I came up with that right on the fly. like it sounded like as if I had time to come up with it, but honestly, it's one of those things where. In the Schmoedown in particular, I think you should not only be able to, do movie trivia as well too, but you should also, one very important thing is, you want to put on a show. So, you got to be able to improvise and you got to be able to throw things right there off the bat.
You got to think on your feet.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
I'm really proud of that.
So I kind of give away, this probably isn't going to happen because I know my brother's not a big fan of this, but I always had the idea that like if we were to have nicknames between the two of us.
Oh no, I hate these.
Yeah. And so I always thought this was funny. It's completely cheesy though, so I get it. That since we started off as reactors to the Schmoedown, I would play off of that whole like reactor thing. So I would be like Robert, the radioactive reactor, nuclear reactor, and then Chris would be the chemical reactor. So it would be like Robert, nuclear, Chris, chemical.
This is why Christian comes up with the nicknames.
Yeah, and I'm completely okay because more than likely whatever Christian comes up with would be way better than that.
It's going to play off the fact that we're from Texas.
Oh, yeah.
One of us is the cowboy, one of us is the Lone Star.
That'd probably be more like Robert the Ranger.
Robert the Ranger.
The cowboy.
Something like that, which is also terrible, but I like it better than the nuclear and chemical.
What happens when Chris the cowboy has to go up against Roka the outlaw?
I lose.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Anyways, carry on.
Corruption. Making his Schmoedown debut. He is Adam the Coyote.
Andres, we love the dungeon. We're dungeon heads.
Adam the Coyote Collins.
But the corruption theme is so good.
That theme is just fire.
Dang, David B.
Feeling pretty good, Christian. I'm indoors again. I'm surrounded by air conditioning and
Garth, don't encourage him.
service Wi-Fi. So I'm hoping
But
old man
if he
Monroe
gets with
doesn't come
Steve,
back
that works
and
better
take
for
away
him.
the episodes by
No.
Christmas match.
Robert Russia Adams.
Great answer.
Sure,
for a
Noble
Coyote.
Adams.
Let's just keep it going. I asked Andres about Ghost. You, a coyote. What would a coyote do? How are you going to perform
if you're
like a coyote?
Chernobyl, am I supposed to be like Hiroshima?
Well, I'm a nocturnal creature. I do a lot of my
Okay,
studying
that's
at
enough of
night,
that.
and I do a lot of my eating at night. So I'll just put it.
Don't
this
avoid
way.
the question.
I bide my time. I skulk about.
No.
And
No,
when the
that
moment is
no.
right,
No.
Andres won't see it come. But at the same time, I'll tell you this: I got my name in a very, very unique way that I can't tell you right now.
Christian gave it to
All
him.
right. Well, I guess it's kind of a cliffhanger. All right. So, Adam, last thing I will ask though, too, because you signed with Corruption at a time when they were in the.
Did you have any idea like who you were going against before this?
There is a.
Adam comes from the family, so there's definitely like tape.
Dogs.
There's game tape
Or
available.
is this something that?
There is definitely game tape
Are
available
you
for
fueled by the
Adam,
fact that
and
there is more pressure.
let's
on
just say he was no slouch. He was no slouch, and he was definitely someone that I was going to have to bring my A game with, and someone that I definitely studied for at least a couple of weeks so far. I mean, yeah, that it was. Yeah, no, he's definitely formidable, and yeah, it's.
Meep meep.
Yeah, that's the downside to playing in the fan leagues or being a reactor. There is game tape that's out there that shows like what your knowledge is on this. For you though, there's really no game tape. We see how good you have been like participating in the video chronic quizzes.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And the downside to the video chronic quizzes is they're very movie specific. So we know how like you are, say, playing at Santa Claus or something, whatever movie you were playing against. I've played against you so many times on that. I completely forget like what all movies we've actually played against each other on.
Oh man, yeah, I'm trying to think. Like
Roger Rabbit.
No, I wasn't there for Roger Rabbit. I was there for I think it was we did one a couple of weeks ago actually. Wasn't the Nightmare one one that we did together?
I did not do Nightmare Before Christmas because I have yet to actually make it through that movie.
Ah. Oh yeah. No, I remember you commented on that. That's why.
Willing to admit that. Woo.
Yes,
no, I've tried to watch that movie like 5 times and I can't make it through it. I will. By the end of 2020, as crazy and messed up as the year this is, I will make it through.
What's this? He actually finished the movie. What's this?
Yeah.
What's this?
Garth is asking Small Soldiers. I don't believe you were on the Small Soldiers.
No, I wasn't on the Small Soldiers one. Eric invited me and then I said, wait, hold up. I already took that one. Like, keep in mind.
On the Dark Knight one.
Oh, was there a Dark Knight one?
There was a Dark Knight one. I wasn't a part of that but I would have loved to have been a part of that one.
As fascinating as this is,
we do have
let's let Robert get yelled at, okay? And you
what
deserve
did I
that.
say? What was the what, Robert, in regard
you haven't finished Nightmare on Elm Street. Nightmare on Before Christmas.
The better night.
No, I'm okay with that. Yeah, yell at me about my movies I haven't seen or made it through yet. There's definitely a bunch of them that I could probably get yelled at for. So
anyway.
I could say I'm definitely fueled. I was pretty involved in the study sessions going into that IG tournament, and it was a good way to break the ice with the faction. But I knew as soon as Shannon presented.
So how was it playing against Jesus?
I don't see Schmoedown as a black and white issue. I think there's some moral gray area in there, and I found the right seat at the table with corruption.
Fair enough. All right. So we're going to drop the Coyote out here for a moment, bring him back. And our competitors, Mark, they are back.
You're firing on all
ready.
cylinders tonight.
2 points. 2 points for the playing match, unless, of course, it was a KO or TKO.
All right, so we're going to try to play along.
3 points.
Winner, and see if we can
against one of the greatest
outplay Andres here.
All right, Mark, rules.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
As long as you would like.
To hear the rules
if you feel like you can keep up,
in
feel free to
round number 1, 8 questions from 8
if you want to play along, Andres, you can.
Trivia, no
I've already lived this.
Question, your last question, every question between are worth.
Wait, you've already heard these questions? That's cheating. All right.
There is no stealing.
You're automatically disqualified.
In round number 1, wink, wink. Each competitor has 15 seconds to write down your best attempt at an answer on whatever tablet.
We run an honest reaction here.
Yourself. If you need a backup,
a tight ship, if you will.
And reach for it. We ain't analyzing around here. You each have 3 usages of the JTE rule throughout the duration of the match. JTE, probably having a nap just like Molly is right now. If you need to buy yourself another 15 seconds, or you just got to get some more time for that answer to go from the back of your head to the front of your head, use a JTE
it's
rule.
The JT rule.
Be used at any point throughout the 3-round
Nightmare Before Christmas.
The challenge.
An
However,
hour
your manager is going to come in and then
I will watch that movie before the end of this year. I will wait till
they seem ready to go, prepared. They got their tablets. I
will make it a declaration right now.
Are you ready?
Indeed. Let's feed.
Follow me on my Letterboxd. The link is down.
Wise man once said,
or whatever.
Let's do it.
Then let's get ready to Schmoedown. All right, guys. Round number 1. Question number 1. Here it is. Action adventure is the first one. You will find the character of Agent Jane Carter, played by Paula Patton. In which Mission Impossible film?
Yep.
Wow. Right out the gate, huh?
What are you smiling at there, Mark?
Paula Patton.
Hoping the mic would pick up the snoring. It's very loud in my room.
5, 4.
Can I just write a number? Like, number is good, right?
Nope. Right, you got it in time, right? So here's the repeats.
You got to do the...
You'll find the character
the
of
subtitle.
Agent Jane Carter, played by Paula Patton, in which Mission Impossible film?
Also, don't look at the chat.
Repeats. Make sure you get it in there in time.
The current chat right now?
At the nick of time.
Our chat, yeah.
You were just talking, so I wouldn't.
It's already popped up.
That's true also.
I'm not looking at the chat, I promise.
4.
And
if you see it.
2, 1.
I've already written.
Please. Pens down, please. And Adam.
Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol.
Yes. 1 point. Andres?
I said the first.
It's incorrect. So Adam goes up 1-0 here.
Ghost Protocol.
Ghost Protocol.
Question number 2 there, Mark.
That's right. That is in the world of
They have to go to private chat.
The decade that Christian was born in. I am a kid of the 2000s. Your question. What famous comedian was the star of the 1987 comedy Back to School?
Oh, yes.
Please don't. I did catch this on the tube not too long ago.
I like it.
I have like 3 choices in my head.
5.
No. No.
He was actually really famous for this one.
1. Pens down, hands up, please. And we go
I don't
with
care.
Andres.
Was it Eddie Murphy?
It was not. Adam?
Got it.
Rodney Dangerfield.
Correct.
I'm calling it. I got it.
2-0 as Adam.
I got it before they said the answer.
You got it? 2 right. Here's our next question.
I get no respect.
Dramas.
I mean, I rokered the last
Here it
little
is.
bit there, but
Who plays Captain Sully Sullenberger in 2016 Clint Eastwood film Sully?
You know, I gotta be honest. Part of me always wanted a last name that ends in burger, just because how much
There's a nice
fun
one.
is that to hear and to say.
We call that one
I
a
got good
breather.
news for you, but I can't tell you just yet. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, please. And Adam.
Tom Hanks.
Yes, Andres.
Tom Hanks.
And Andres gets himself on the board as we see ourselves at
Mr.
3-1.
Rogers.
Question number
Thanks.
4, ready to be asked by Mark Ellisberger.
Good old thanks.
Mark Ellisberger.
Thank you. Your question. In the world of Oscar movies, gentlemen, who won the Best Director Oscar in 2018 for The Shape of Water?
Shape of Water.
As weird as that movie was, it actually was pretty good.
It's an Oscar question. You
I actually just watched that last night, just out of the
4,
blue.
3,
It's good.
1.
Yeah.
Pens down,
Out of the
please.
deep
And
blue.
Andres.
My man Guillermo del Toro.
Yep.
I
And Adam?
misspelled it, but whatever.
Guillermo del Toro.
You got it. All right.
Yeah,
So now it's
I mean, I-
just
I mean,
Guillermo del Toro.
As JTE says, Guillermo del Toro.
Oh, I would
All
love
right.
their GTE on
As
that
long
one.
as you get it phonetically correct, right?
Guillermo del Toro.
Fantasy sci-fi. Boon Joon-ho directed Chris Evans,
Yep.
Ed Harris, and Tilda Swinton in which 2013 graphic
wait, what's it called?
novel
Yeah.
adaptation?
Damn it. I
Big,
misspelled it.
big graphic novel guy.
All I'll say is the minute
Oh.
that Ed Harris popped up, I knew
Had a face.
Dang it.
for
Face.
PLD I
I
had
gotta-
to get this right.
I gotta say how glad I am
4,
to not be in Star Wars
3,
Nerd Geekdom anymore.
2, 1.
Feels
Pens
good.
down, please.
Oof.
And Adam.
Snowpiercer.
Yep. And Andre.
Snowpiercer.
Yep.
Snowpiercer.
Snowpiercer.
Um,
It feels so good not being in
I guess
Nerd
I-
Geekdom or Star
I
Wars anymore.
absolutely
guys.
love not being an IG now.
In the
Oh,
world of comedies.
really?
The question.
That's amazing.
Did he have a
Who
laugh
played
track?
the lead character
Yeah.
Katie Heron in 2004's Mean Girls.
You know, Mark, when you ask those questions about
Wait, why am I blanking on her
graphic
name?
Yeah, my favorite one's Walking Dead. What's yours?
you can't forget about The Walking Dead.
Oh,
I
got
got
it.
it first. I win.
Yeah, please don't blank on her
Employee of the
name.
month.
Come on.
5, 4,
It's okay.
3,
We work better as a
2,
team anyway.
1. There's an echo.
I forgot I
And
did a
we
rap
start
song with her.
No, you didn't. Shut up.
Andres.
Yeah, I did.
Lindsay Lohan.
That is correct. And Adam.
Lindsay Lohan.
Okay. That is
Lindsay Lohan.
Lindsay Lohan.
All right, next question. Horror/thriller. Paul Rudd appears as
Did a rap
Tommy
song.
Doyle in which Halloween franchise film?
Ooh.
Yep.
That was a big,
I'm just writing the number for
big,
this one, y'all.
COVID pandemic bummer is seeing that new Halloween movie teaser, but
Yeah.
then knowing that you got to wait another year.
I remember hearing about this,
It was
but
cool.
I'm not into
That's
horror movies,
5,
so I can't remember the specific
4,
one. So I'm going to write down
3,
a random number and see if I get it.
2, 1. Pens down, please. And we start with Adam.
I know it's The Curse, but
Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers.
Ooh, I'm not even close.
Yes. And Andres.
wait.
Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers.
Yes.
Dang it.
That is
I
correct.
wrote 5,
Alright,
but I know
so
it was The Curse of
now
Michael
Adam
Myers.
finds-
Do I take the point or
Adam
not?
finds-
No.
Adam Collins.
No.
Should we get to the question? We'll have a perfect
Oh, by the way, I wrote
round.
two.
Question.
That's not even correct. That's not even
And
close to
then
correct.
here's the question.
That's right.
Dang it.
Incredible round.
I know it
far
was
by
The Curse
Coyote
of
and the
Michael
Ghost. I think
Myers.
Early
Should wrote The
Tumble
Curse of Michael
starting
Myers
to
then.
Find his
I
way. So
should
good
have.
matchup in story. Your last question, round number 1, is in the world of animated movies. Could be drawn by hand or on a computer.
You're supposed to be good at
Your
horror movies.
question for a point.
I
You'll
am.
find the song "You'll Be in
You'll
My
be
Heart"
in
by
my
Phil Collins
heart.
Please don't sing it.
1999.
We'll get flagged.
Disney animated film.
Yes, you'll be.
Christian
Shut
Shea
up.
would help the competitors. Happy to sing a bar from.
One of the best Disney soundtracks.
And
One of, yeah. I mean, you
It's
get Phil
all-
Collins for your soundtrack. Absolutely.
All Phil Collins all the time.
2. You can't. Right. You actually can't. Don't do that again. Pens down. And we start with Andres.
Disney's Tarzan.
Yes. And Adam.
Tarzan.
You got it. All right. So perfect round there.
Eugene, me
for
Tarzan.
Adam Collins. Now,
Tarzan.
Adam, this question is going to be for you and only you. You do not have to write it down here. You just have to answer. Are you ready, my friend?
Yes.
Here it is.
Oh, we're there already? All right.
Who
Almost perfect round.
directed Kevin Costner in
Kevin
1999's For the
Wait,
Love
really?
of the Game?
I believe so.
Sam Raimi.
Good pull by Adam. Again.
Oh, really?
1.9
Yeah.
points there for.
Oh,
It was the one that he did right
All right,
before the
gonna bring
gift.
in both Shannon, and Kaiser. And we will get to the rules of round number 2.
All right, Andres. How do you feel? How do you feel here about how you did in that first round?
Definitely I struggled in the first 2 questions, but again, two questions out of 8, not too bad. Not too bad entirely, but I think the one thing that I would recommend to anybody going forward is if you start to stumble, just keep going forward. Just keep going forward and just try not to let those first 2 get to you, because I found my rhythm after the third question, and it was just, coming straight to me and stuff like that. So definitely what I thought is I definitely need to study up more on 80 on more obscure, not necessarily more obscure, but the more iconic 80s comedies like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because honestly, I was looking more at some of the earlier stuff and some of the I don't know if this is playing my hand a little too much, but it's more just got to broaden out the net in terms of other genres in the 80s.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Like, coming out of the first round, your first match, first game, you got 6 points out of a possible 8, not counting the bonus question, obviously. That is you're still within that ideal zone. I mean, it's still anybody's game zone coming out of the first round. That's where you want to be. So that is a great first showing for your first time out. Do you think that there's the feeling of the pressure of the lights, so to speak?
What was that, because of nerves, or was it just pure and simple you just did not know the answer to those?
Pure and simple, I just didn't know the answer to those first 2.
Okay.
I got confused in the first Mission Impossible film, which I own all 6 of them.
Yeah.
But I had confused 2 characters in both of those films for one another, and then completely dovetailed off that. So that's just one thing I need to get better at, is memorizing names more than anything else.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Let's hear the rules of round 2.
Mark. What are they, my friend?
I bet they're going to involve a wheel.
For this sort of format.
What?
It is round
That
number
wheel
2, which
of
means it's the wheel round. Ghost and Coyote.
I was
The wheel round,
right.
The Wheel of Fate, Doom, and ultimately Justice will be spun by
I'm out of
each
whiskey.
you.
I can't
Once you
celebrate.
settle on a category, you're going to have 4 questions in that genre
Water.
of Schmoedown know-how. Each question's worth 2 points. There is no penalty for missing a question. However, stealing, it's available in round number 2. So if you're not
Do you
sure
like
the
that
answer,
it's
ask us for multiple choice. We'll give you 4
I
options.
always like
one
that it's
of which
anyone's game
we
out of the
promise is
first
correct
round
answer.
still,
At that point,
because
the value
I know there's been
goes
some
down to 1.
matches
So,
in the
Christian,
past
I think
that
the Ghost, a great recovery.
some
after
people
going
didn't make
stumble
it to
around
round
number
2.
But it's the Coyote who is going to determine whether he would
Where
like to
that
spin
basically
first
just get
or
taken out
defer
within
to his
the
opponent. And for you,
question
Christian,
round 2.
you'll be
Yeah.
in my heart.
Oh
Okay.
gosh.
All right, we're going to remove.
We just hear Ellis sing.
And Andres for
That
a moment
sounds
here.
familiar.
Shannon, you got 60 seconds to
I feel
talk
like
to
I've heard
Adam
that song
to,
before.
decide. Here it is.
Adam, that was amazing. Congratulations. You got your first match, first round out of your system. So don't get too excited. Doesn't matter now. This is where the game begins. So I think you should spin first. Gives you greater opportunity to score what you want. So what do you say? Let's bring that wheel up and go first.
That sounds tasty.
Oh, good, because now I get to remind
And when all else
everybody that this
fails-
wheel
That's a
has
weird
sponsored
adjective to use
slide
there.
thanks to one of our
When all else fails,
Patreon
wear a
members,
robe
and
and go hang out on
slice
Tatooine.
we see the wheel here is from Miss Drew Barrymore. So if either the Coyote or the Ghost spins and keeps that Drew Barrymore,
That was an Obi-Wan
slice,
joke.
then we're going to say the name.
Yeah, we got
of
it.
that beloved patron.
Obi-Wan
Thanks to all
joke,
our patrons
guys.
for all your support.
That was,
keeping us afloat during these.
That was an
awkward
Obi.
times.
All right, so we have our first spin here by the Coyote. Here it is.
He just took himself out.
Round and round. Let's go, Drew Barrymore, huh?
He's gonna go fill up his drink.
And
I know when
movie quotes.
I need to
There's
jump
60
out.
seconds to discuss.
I know how that
Movie
works.
quotes. Ooh,
I don't
that's a
love
rough
it.
one.
Ooh.
There's so many other options for you where you could do so much better, even though I'm pretty confident in your ability to tackle
Yeah,
this one. What do you
spin
want to do? You
again.
want to spin again?
Yeah, I'd like to take my chances to get another category.
You would hope that
but,
a movie
agree.
quotes
Wouldn't be too bad,
category
yeah.
would be the popular
Let's do
quotes.
it. You can do
Like
better.
you're gonna need
All
a
right,
bigger boat.
Here's the final
But
spin here
no,
by
it's-
the Coyote.
It's a lot.
You're hoping it's not like, yeah, I agree.
As
Like,
Kenneth,
okay, what
would
kind of
say.
quote is that?
And here it is.
You're gonna need a bigger boat. That's
Land
Shawshank Redemption, right?
on
Yeah.
release date.
You got this. You got all your repeats. You can use multiple choice if you need it. Don't be afraid to check if you have to.
Release
Take your
date.
time. Listen to the question. You got this. Let's go.
Ooh, this will be fun.
Mance.
Gonna remove Shannon.
Movie
here,
release
and we're gonna bring
dates.
back on.
Thank you for backing away from the microphone for that.
All right.
Yeah.
So
You
You
got
are
to.
true.
Adam,
You are
chose
truly a
movie
professional.
Release dates. Here is
Blow people's
gonna be
eardrums out
4
doing the Mance
questions in
impression.
The realm of
Yeah.
release dates. All right. Question number 1. Are you ready?
I am.
Willow was released in what year?
94?
87.
84?
87.
To be safe, I'm going to check the multiple choice.
Is it A, 1984?
Oh, gosh.
Ah, dang it.
C, 1988.
I could still be wrong. I'm just saying.
1989.
86.
1988.
Correct for 1 point.
Okay.
All right.
It was one or the
Next one.
other.
I just like that my answer was on the
What
multiple
year
choice.
saw the release of Nightcrawler, starring Jake Gyllenhaal?
2014.
13?
I'll go with multiple choice on this as well, please.
I'm going to go
Is it A,
Or numbers.
2013, B,
It's not 15. 15 was
2014,
Southpaw.
C, 2015, or D,
Say 14.
2016?
2013.
It's incorrect. Andres, your question here is what year saw the release of Nightcrawler starring Jake Gyllenhaal? Is it A, 2013, B, 2014, C, 2015, or D, 2016?
2014.
Correct for 1 point. Andres picking
I'll
up
say
a
it's
steal
not
there.
15 because I remember Southpaw because I saw
All right,
Southpaw
here
while I
is
visited New
the
York
Next question for
in
Adam.
2015. So
In what year did Wes Craven return to the Nightmare
1997.
franchise with Wes Craven's New Nightmares? New Nightmare, excuse me.
yeah, I'm not going to know this. So I'll go with
97.
I'll go with that.
1994.
That is correct. 2
Let me
points.
be very clear on this.
Really?
Horror,
Finally,
That
horror
was
movie,
last
Or
question.
for New Nightmare?
Iron Man 3 exploded into theaters.
2013.
In which year?
Yeah.
2013.
That is correct for 2 more
I will.
points. So
I know my
Colin starts off a
MCU
little
release
shaky, but he
dates for
still
sure.
Comes back there with 2
Oh,
big,
I thought
4
it was
points in the last 2
97 for
questions.
New
And Mark
Nightmare.
finds his lead there. 14-7.
Oh, I
but
feel
Andres
bad
will
about
have a
that.
much
I
needed
will
steal
say one thing about this moment right here.
Adam,
Movie release dates, that's my jam.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely all over that. And
I used to think it was mine too, but whatever.
oh no, see, a funny thing that my one of my friends texted me right afterwards, right after he saw the match, was he knows my fondness for movie release dates, and he literally texted me he was like, "This was you the entire time that I was watching you with movie release dates." And he texted me a gift of Darth Maul waiting on the other end of the laser. I'm like, oh man. Like, honestly, you had thrown me in with this. Every single one of those, I was just like, boom, boom, boom. But unfortunately, that's the way the wheel goes, guys.
Are you like, I want to take on Scott Mance right now?
Oh my God, that was so much fun.
Yeah, Scott Mance, Ben Bateman. There needs to be like a movie release dates, at least like a 3-way match for that wheel slice. Now this needs to be something like kind of like the Olympics. Every year we need to have like
Sam Levine, Adam Lavick.
Yeah, or like we just need to do the free for all thing again. I mean, like that's God, like that free for all, like the Royal Rumble of the Schmoedown. Hell's yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
we bring back Kaiser. Kaiser got 60 seconds to talk to the ghost starting now.
Hey, Collins, while we're playing, can you make me a chai tea latte, hold the milk, and maybe Shannon can run it over to my house? Ghost, nice steal, brother. I like what you did there. Seems like you're in the zone. You're feeling good.
Fantastic.
Big smile on your face. I know you got that positive energy. And that's what we talked about, brother. Just you versus the
Kaiser just made Adam
positive
Collins a
energy.
barista.
Take a breath, and let's do this.
Do it.
All right. So with that, the wheel will come up, and here is the first spin for the.
Here's the thing. Once again, we have no game tape on you, so we don't know where your strengths or weaknesses are. You did put strengths on this wheel, though, right?
Favorable to.
Well, that's the thing, Mark. We really don't know what the strengths or weaknesses really are of these guys. Inner geekdom. The inner geekdom.
Wait, inner geekdom is
the
the
new
wheel
slice
slice?
that basically
Yeah.
will encompass
Yeah.
all of the categories that fits into inner geekdom. Next year, of course, all the inner geekdom
Yeah.
pieces will be available.
Yeah, it's
Now,
just
Ghost, You have to decide here. I know you.
That's
like
the way they're
these
doing it for the
movies.
rest of this
Is it
year,
worth
as Christian
keeping
just
this
explained.
and not landing on some of these other categories that you don't feel so hot about, or do you feel as though you want to give it another whirl and take a chance? It's how comfortable you are with this category that's going to determine that.
No, I feel pretty comfortable with this category, actually. Let's keep it.
Really?
Okay.
All right, keeping
Well,
the Geekdom slice.
thought we were in
All right,
singles, but
so
okay.
Gonna remove
Yeah,
the
back
there. Bring
Dang it,
down
Andres.
the Coyote, and Mark is gonna get 4 questions in the realm
killing
of the
me,
Inner
man.
Geekdom. Once again, this can encompass all of the categories that are in the Inner Geekdom.
Hello, Vernon.
division.
That's right. That
Vernon.
sound you just heard is the writers throwing up because they have to come up with more Inner Geekdom questions. We are going to ask you 4 questions, each one worth 2 points. Unless you choose multiple choice, then the value of the question goes down to 1. Your first query.
Is there a difference in them in singles,
In
though?
Doctor Strange, when your spiritual form is pushed out of your physical form, you enter what dimension?
The astral?
Astroplane.
Astroplane, yeah.
Christian, that is 2 points.
That is 2 points. That is correct.
That's
Next question.
less about movies,
Next question.
more about just how
World
dimension.
of Inner Geekdom. Who directed Star Trek Generations?
Oh.
Multiple choice.
Oh,
Is
heck
it A,
no.
Jonathan Frakes, B, Stuart Baird, C,
Uh,
David Carson,
Stuart Baird.
or D,
Sorry, guys. There's a
Leonard Nimoy?
spider that was crawling on my wall, and I just watched it
Let's
jump.
say
Oh,
A is incorrect. So for the steal,
That
I'm
ain't
gonna
happening.
repeat the question and the options.
Stuart Baird.
Who directed Star Trek Generations? Is it A, Jonathan Frakes, B, Stuart Baird, C, David Carson, or D,
I thought it was
Leonard
Frakes.
Nimoy?
Frakes didn't direct until like
David
in
Carson.
That's a big 1 point.
Oh,
steal. You got
okay.
the steal
Oh,
back,
David
Christian.
Carson. Okay.
1 point
Yeah.
steal for
Frakes didn't direct
the
until
Coyote as we get to our next question.
And,
All right. In the world of
I
Inner
wanna
Geekdom for 2 more
Nemesis.
points. In Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of
I think.
Skywalker, Poe knows a black market droid smith
oh,
on
gee.
what planet?
oh, what's that planet called again?
Multiple choice.
Yeah,
Is it A, Exegol,
Kijimi.
B, Kijimi, C, Ajin Kloss, or D, Kamino?
Camino.
C.
C is incorrect. So for another steal, I'm going to repeat the question and
Yeah, it's
option.
Kijimi.
In Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, Poe knows a
I
black
keep wanting to
market
say that
droid
planet
smith
starts with a P,
on what
but I'm wrong
planet?
every time,
Is
obviously.
it A, Exegol, B, Kijimi, C, Ajin Kloss, or D, Kamino?
Kijimi.
It's a funny sounding word, but it's correct for another big.
It sounds like
1 point steal.
sounds like
All
sushi.
right, so Andres really
Sounds
needs
like
to come
Contra Club.
back here as we get to the next.
Tell that to Contra
question,
Club.
In Inner
Oh, it's
Geekdom.
the Contra
Okay,
Club.
that's also the last question in round number 2. Round number 3 awaits these competitors for 2 points, and there are 2 big points. In the Hobbit trilogy, what is the name of Thorin's father?
Dude, I just remembered that Thorin is Legolas.
Multiple choice.
What?
Is it A,
Is it?
Thanos,
What?
B,
No.
Thyrin, C,
Okay.
Thrain, or D, Tariel?
Tariel. No, not Tariel. Thrain.
Can I get a repeat, please?
Yeah,
those
you
are
want to
all
use the JT
named
rule for the
begin with
question?
T.
Yeah.
I mean, for the answers.
For the answers, I can give you a repeat for free for one of them. and
Isn't
I'll do
Tariel
that
an
now.
elf?
Is it A, Thanos, B, Thyrin,
I think it's
D, C,
I think it's
excuse me,
Thrain.
C, Thrain, or D, Tariel?
B.
That is incorrect. So for one more 1 point steal, the question in the Hobbit trilogy, what is the name of Thorin's father? And the multiple choice. A,
No, you were
Thanos,
thinking
B,
Thranduil.
Thyrin,
Thranduil
C, Thrain,
is
or D,
Legolas's
Tariel?
father.
Thrain.
Christian, that is 3 steals in
All
round
these
number 2,
people's
and
names
that
sound
is
alike.
gigantic.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
1
All right.
point.
Well, I do want to
steal
say
there
one thing
by
about this
Adam
moment right here.
Collins, who finds himself.
So I did see a little bit of chatter online where it was basically just like, oh, you should have spun away from Inner Geekdom and all that other stuff. But in all honesty, I've been keeping up with the Inner Geekdom tournament, and I've been keeping up with even just some of the training that we were doing, and it's one of those things where Inner Geekdom is such a coin toss at certain points, and sometimes you could get either very surface questions or you could get very intense deep dive questions at certain points, and it's one of those things where I mean, like the way how fast I went for it, it definitely probably seems like just kind of went for it and just kind of kept it. But in terms of in terms of weighing the risk assessment, in terms of going inner geekdom with something that I'm very familiar with and also that I'm particularly comfortable with as well too. Sometimes it rolls in your favor and sometimes it doesn't. And I think Kaiser definitely was right in terms of maybe I should have spun away from it. But the thing that Kaiser is also very adamant about is comfortability. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what a great coach should do, is not only just tell you, hey, I think you should do something else, but also to allow the player, the contestant, to fail in his own terms, essentially. And that's the one thing I do want to give to Kaiser in terms of the training that we were doing. It didn't work out in my favor today like that, but I do want I think I should bring that out, that when you bring aboard somebody or you bring aboard a contestant, you're trusting them, and also you're allowing them to be comfortable. And again, I was comfortable in Inner Geekdom. I'm definitely more comfortable in Inner Geekdom than some of the other ones. I mean, Drew Barrymore, sorry, but there's not a lot. But yeah, no, it's one of those things where it wasn't necessarily just an easy decision for me. It was something that I just went over in my head. Just, should I keep it or should I just spin away from it? Yeah. And it seemed like a much better idea to keep it at that point in time. But
it does seem like there's two factors to think about when you're picking the Inner Geekdom slice. The first thing is it's going to be a broad category because it covers so many different movies of different series. Mm-hmm. But also, in the same vein, you look at the Star Wars division as a whole, how deep cut the Star Wars questions are in that division. And then you look at the Star Wars slice in Inner Geekdom, and those are typically a little bit easier Star Wars questions than what you would find in the actual Star Wars division. So the same logic would play that if you're picking an Inner Geekdom slice in the singles division, it's going to be the easier side of the Inner Geekdom questions also. And so if you're comfortable in Inner Geekdom, yeah, it makes total sense to go, hey, Inner Geekdom, let's do it.
Yeah, and probably the big thing that they got rid of this year is comic book films from the slices. And that's one of those things where I'm like, man, that to me, that's like my bread and butter. Like with that Doctor Strange question, I mean, automatically right off the bat, I got all that, and I've been watching comic book movies since I was 5 years old, and that's just one of those things that, like, yeah, now that slice has sort of been a part, or it's sort of been integrated with Inner Geekdom, that's also another thing you have to consider as well too.
Yeah,
something that you're really good at that is potentially a part of this potentially a part of this slice.
Yeah, and our bud Errolowl, Rachel down here brings up a good point too. Would have kept the slice also, if only to not get movie quotes next. Yeah, and that's the other thing, is that you don't want to spend on something like movie quotes, which is a lot more broad than even the Inner Geekdom slice would be. So,
oh yeah, absolutely.
Ultimately, I think, for what it is, what your strengths are, you make the right play. And sometimes, yeah, like you said, it just doesn't work out in your favor. It's the game, it happens. But for the most part, if you're feeling strong, you're feeling comfortable with it, you got to make that play.
Yeah.
Now up by 8 big points as we now bring in Shannon and Kaiser. And you might have thought maybe Kaiser was right there. Maybe should have spun away from Inner Geekdom. But here is the next round, round number 3. Mark, how's it going?
It is the round that will determine the match, Christian, unless we go to sudden death overtime, which the writers have assured me we are semi-prepared for. So in round number 3, each competitor is going to give us a series.
Well, as long as you're semi-prepared, that works.
These numbers can range from 1 to 20.
Semi is worth
the numbers, they correspond to an individualized corner of movie trivia Schmoedown goodness. Your first question is going to be worth 2 points. Your next one's worth 3 points. And your last one, should we make it that far, is worth 5 points. So we need 3 numbers from each. They cannot be the same numbers as your opponent.
You got to give it up to Adam. He is putting on a pretty good game here, too.
We're going to get your lucky numbers first and then go to the ghost. So, Adam, what 3 numbers do you feel like good?
3, 6, and 9.
3, 6, and 9 for Collins, and for Andres.
Bored. I'm just kidding.
Go 14, 7, and 1.
14, 7, and 1.
See, now those are numbers.
All right, so, Shannon, you're going to have 60 seconds to talk.
Only because you took 369 from me.
You could have had 369, but no.
I couldn't even do 1, 2, 3.
For me, that number is so important to me because it is the release date of The Watchmen.
I want to know that you were
369.
Nice.
March 6th, 2009.
And if you don't
Nice.
recall,
Nice.
you probably do.
Yeah.
You're a smart guy. All I asked you guys to do was come in to this tournament
released
and play like vets. And
You
that
know,
is
in all
exactly what
honesty,
you're
that
doing,
really
and
was
I'm
a good
so proud
movie.
of you.
For a
Take your
movie that
time,
was
take a
typically
breath,
referred to as
enjoy this.
unfilmable.
17-9.
It wasn't that far from the
Just
graphic
relax.
novel.
It was pretty good.
It was
All you
pretty
gotta
on
do is
par.
Maybe answer questions.
Yeah,
maybe
give or
not.
take
We'll
a
see how
couple
it goes.
things, but
regardless,
The
it's
TV show.
amazing. Well done.
Squid Monster at the end.
Thank you.
I don't remember
for
hearing the
Shannon.
song
All right,
Hallelujah
guys,
while I
there's
was reading
60
that part of
seconds
the
to talk to
graphic
Andres,
novel, but whatever.
starting
You know,
This is where you make it up, buddy. This is where you show
That
'em what
wasn't
you're
the
made
song
of.
in my head during that scene.
Keep fresh, stay positive. I know you had to
Yeah,
listen
all
to
of
that
them.
Hallmark and Hell.
the song in my head was "Let's Get It
Probably
On."
knocked you back a little bit.
Let's
Get
get
ready.
it
This
on.
is the big round 3. This is where heroes are made, and somebody's going home.
Somebody
You got this,
rocking,
baby.
knocking
Come
the
on,
boots.
All right. So we're going to remove both Kaiser and Shannon.
Why do we have a YouTube channel?
All right. So Andre's going to go first here, trying to avoid the TKO. And we start with category number 14. Are you ready, Andres?
Yes.
All right. Here we go. Category 14. You chose the category of new releases. New releases. 2 points. Which actor plays Jimmy Hoffa in The Irishman?
Al Pacino.
Oh yeah, Al Pacino. Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Can I get a repeat?
1 repeat. Which actor plays Jimmy Hoffa in The Irishman?
That would be Al Pacino.
For 2 points. That is
Good
correct.
job.
Okay, guys, I do want to say one thing about that moment right there. Real quick. So the other thing that a lot of people don't tend to use their JT rules for, I mean, sometimes people use them for the questions themselves, but in that particular moment, you know, I'll be a little honest. There was a part of me that was just, my God, like, you know, the nerves were getting a little bit. It's like, you know, your Collins is up by 17. You're still in the teens at that point. You know, like at that point, I think I just needed a breather. And that, and I also had GT rules to spare. So I felt pretty comfortable in doing that in the last couple of questions. And the thing is, like, that's also another thing that no one can prepare you for is just when the nerves start to set in, or, you know, when you start to feel that little bit of doubt, or just even when you need to take like 5 seconds of yourself. And with me, I knew that question, I knew the answer right off the bat, but I just needed like 5 seconds before I just even spoke again. So that is something that I did. And that's something that I would recommend someone, if they have the JT rules to spare, give yourself a breather. Give yourself a breather and give yourself time to come back from that.
Absolutely. That's what I would that's a part of the strategy in this game, is using those JTE rules to your benefit. Something like that where, like, you can get your mind out of the rush of answer. Like, just get away from that. You take it and you're like, okay, I feel like it's Al Pacino, but I really just need to, like, center myself type of thing. And you're like,
woosah.
Essentially, yeah. You just need that moment to be like, it is Al Pacino. I am confident. There's not a game going on.
Yeah.
There's nobody watching me. Just, yeah.
It's a good move because we've seen competitors even recently who continue just to rush through when it actually would benefit them to more so to stop, take that pause. And like you said, you had the JTE rules to spare here. Take that pause, recenter yourself. and just refocus and get your head back into the game.
Oh, even more so, we've seen competitors who have learned that lesson already, and still at some point they flub it up.
Yeah.
And they're like, I completely forgot to take that chill moment to just really, really realign and think about it.
So. Yeah, no, and I think that's a big lesson for anybody that's coming into this as well too. Is you don't have to rush through. You can just give yourself a little bit of time and keep going.
Yeah, I think it's a really good strategy move. I think you had I think you were thinking the right things there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Needs to hit this one now, Christian.
Needs to hit this one, and here it is. All right, your second one, category of thriller. Thriller. Here you go. 3 points.
Oh, sorry.
Jeez.
Liam Neeson finds himself awoken from a car accident to find someone else
Unknown?
losing his identity. In what film?
Like all his more recent movies are all the same movie, so I can get them all confused.
Is awoken a word? Is that a real word?
Are you questioning the writers?
3.
Awoken.
2.
Can I get a repeat?
Second one. Liam Neeson finds himself awoken from a car accident to find someone else.
It works. You know what it means.
Using his identity in
Yeah,
what
I mean,
film?
I understand it.
Yeah, I think it's unknown. So Liam Neeson and Thriller, I wanted to go Taken.
Yeah.
It's not Taken.
I hear tricks are only for kids.
5.
I love that. That was the best part of Ted
Big
too.
Crash from '94.
And your winner by way of
it was the one Liam Neeson movie I did not watch out of all of them, and it was just, like I got so tripped up on. Well, I will say one thing. I got tripped up on whether or not there was a 90s film that was released with the same premise with Liam Neeson, because Liam Neeson in the later half of his career was doing all these action films where he was just more proactive more than anything else.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, to me, Unknown was the one that I had missed, and it was also the one that was not on my radar. And honestly, that was just something that I couldn't help at the time. And you know, sometimes you just got to know when the chip is up, and sometimes you just got to know when to just call it at that point.
Yeah. All right.
All right, so now
And we'll all right,
yeah.
And we'll do questions here in just a second also as well.
3 points because of the TKO. Adam Collins advancing into the tournament.
I think Shannon's happy for some weird reason.
Nemesis of yours, obviously, but
a little too happy. Right?
She's gonna hurt herself with that tiara on.
It's 3
bouncing
points
around too much. She's gonna
corruption picking up.
It's gonna hurt her.
Big, massive.
I'm out, guys.
3 points here. How are you feeling?
Oh, can you not tell? Can you not tell how excited I am right now? Holy crap. Holy crap. Every one of you stupid, dumb idiot, talking about my rookies, talking about my draft, coming at me like I don't know what I'm doing. Shut your mouths. I'm done hearing it. You didn't see all my players play.
Hey guys, Shannon's
and
a heel.
now you saw Adam Collins. So I think it's time for you to retire your trash talk because you're not going to win. You're not going to win.
I mean, here's the thing. Shannon came into this game this year guns a-blazing.
Oh my gosh.
Good Lord. Look at Mike.
In the background there.
I mean, would it be a show without a
Freaking Mike.
No, look at him. So you played it really smooth, Adam. I said, I don't know. Andres could come back here, and Andres may be able to take you out. Not only do you come back, you win with a big TKO. So did that rattle you at all, getting that in the second round, or did you stay poised?
Hamming it up.
No. Movie release date are something I'm comfortable with. But to be frank, I don't enjoy answering movie release date questions.
You can't be Frank. You're Adam.
I would just prefer to separate.
Frank does the stats.
Yeah.
If you're going to be Frank and you don't like the numbers,
because I
then
was on the fence of 2013 versus 2014
it's not going to work out.
Nightcrawler, but I think I can live with that. Yeah, it is what it is. Maybe next time I'll get something I really like.
You
Hey,
also
Roloff, I think that was a KO, not a TKO, right? Just like,
TKO.
was it a TKO? Okay.
Third round.
TKO, and Adam, you showed two qualities of a great player. One, you got a lot of points, but also you showed that you were coachable, that you were able to be managed by Shannon, who really did seem to have a firm hand in guiding you after round number 1 to spin first, what category to select, how to approach round number 3, should he have to answer questions.
There's the Mike cameo. That was more like starring Mike Kalinowski.
Yeah.
That wasn't a cameo.
I picked corruption for a very specific reason. I saw the drive and the buy-in from Shannon from the get-go, and she sends me free T-shirts, keep me warm when I'm roaming the deserts. So honestly, she was in my corner. She has been since I joined this faction. I'm loving this ride.
I got to ask the same thing that I've asked you before here, and it seems like to be like a repeating question here, Shannon. Is it obviously the 4 points is big because now you're look at those standings as it is today. So I know you feel good about that. 3 points, excuse me, not 4, 3 points. So 3 points today, not 4 points. I'm forgetting.
I mean, you can give me 4 points. I'll be happy to take
I'm
it.
giving you the 3, but nonetheless, you get those 3 big points. Thank you for the correction. But
wait,
is it even sweeter?
Never mind.
It's once again against Kaiser and
Always.
Are you going to ask about Mark?
Yeah,
On
no,
top of this
yeah,
one is that,
yeah,
they
yeah. I'm
decided
not.
to go with Intergeekdom, which
Leave it alone.
is hilarious
Why is Mark
because
giving the? Never mind.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
I'm proud.
It is going down. We have Adam Collins advancing into the tournament, which begins next week. Congratulations to both Adam the Coyote Collins and to Shannon and the rest of Corruption.
Beautiful job, Adam.
All I can say before
you're going to lose to Roka.
And
all I can say is before you guys start talking here is watch out for the dungeon next year.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
Everyone likes to see. I mean, to quote one of my all-time favorites, oh no, that's the wrong quote. Oh God, God,
you got thrown off by Mark Ellis also.
No, I'm thinking about that moment on Spider-Man where he's like, "The one thing people love to see is the comeback." I'm like, no, it's not a comeback. It's people fall, die trying. But
yeah. I mean, we've seen what Kaiser's capable of doing before with both Smiths and Oyama. So there's no. I'm very confident in our man Kaiser here, and honestly, you got a pretty good showing. I want to hear what you have to say here, but I expect great things out of you in the future as well. Still, so
if you'd like to tell us what you say here,
yeah, if you want to tell us what you say, no, let's go ahead and play it, and then we can do questions and whatnot at the end too.
Yeah, so those of y'all who have questions, put them in the chat. We are paying attention. We will. I know some of y'all have asked questions already. We'll bring those back up here in a little bit.
Yep.
Andres the Ghost Gallego. So, all right, let's start with the match itself. Andres, you had an opportunity there in the second round, and you went with Intergeekdom. Are you second guessing it there too, or how are you feeling about that choice?
I'm feeling that definitely. I mean, there's definitely second guessing on it, but the only thing you can do is just move forward and learn from some of the mishaps that you had in the past. And, that's definitely going to be something going forward that I'm going to keep in mind with Intergeekdom because, I mean, Intergeekdom is a coin toss sometimes. So it's
it'll be better when they're all
didn't work in my favor,
separate categories.
But, I have no regrets about it.
Kaiser? Yeah, man. So you that was a tough one again, where you have corruption. I mean, I know that when you play them, you get sick of it, but
this is how factions form rivalries. This is how it happens.
That it doesn't seem like you can beat these guys.
Hey, they got our number this year. What can I say? I got to be honest. I'm more concerned that the guy moving furniture at Shannon's house was rummaging through her cabinets and drawers. Someone might want to call a cop because I don't know what's going on back there. Some creep is very, very shady. I don't know. Shannon, you might be in trouble.
He's been sitting on that this whole time.
We're gonna have another chance at these guys. You know what I mean? Like, look, these are two rookies. You never know what you're gonna get. You could kind of speculate and look at you can look at what they're doing in the fan leagues and how they're staying, but you really never know till till you get him in the, get him in the ring. And, I said, when he spun Geekdom, I know Geekdom's tough, but I know he likes those movies. And that's why I gave this. Hey, how comfortable do you feel? Because I'm not so sure if he would have hit Kubrick or something else, he'd have done as good. So I just wanted to make sure he was ultimately comfortable with that, if you're going to take that category. I know it's a tough category, but again, it's on him, not me. So we'll see in the future, maybe he rolls the dice and go and it's 50-50 with the wheel. You know what I mean? You get something you like, you get something you don't like. So, going forward, that's a good lesson learned. I think this kid's got the moxie. I think he's got the heart. I think he's got the attitude. And I think you'll see more of him down the road.
We have water at this point. So.
Water.
And I do want to bring up one more thing again. And I want to stress this out as well, too, is that, again, Kaiser, he's there to support you as a player. And as much as people are like, oh, the coaches are supposed to tell you what to do, Kaiser, he's always made it clear that he's there to help us be comfortable. And the thing was, I was very comfortable going into IG. But, sometimes comfortability doesn't necessarily equate to, you knowing every single answer to those questions. And again, the night before, I had studied Star Trek. I studied Star Wars as well, too. As you guys can attest, you guys can see how deep cut those Star Wars questions can get.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just one of those.
That's all there is now is deep cut.
Oh yeah, so deep cut. But I just want to emphasize that I think that I side with Kaiser on this entirely, where he's like, you know what, it's he wanted to make sure I was comfortable. I was comfortable. It just didn't work out in my favor.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think Kaiser is about as supportive of a coach as one could possibly get, especially in the Schmoedown. And again, I think he did the right thing. And also I think we both I stumbled in terms of keeping Inner Geekdom in retrospect now. But you know what? Who knows if I would have gotten something else, if I would have gotten movie quotes, or if I would have gotten Drew Barrymore, which I'm a Drew Barrymore fan, but I'm not.
Who isn't
into that? Hell, you guys were there when I took the wedding singer quiz, right?
I think so,
on the Video Chronic.
Yeah.
I wasn't playing, but I believe I was watching.
Oh yeah. But I just want to emphasize that. So.
Yeah, that's the one thing I've noticed is that Kaiser is somebody that, when you're talking about Manager of the Year stuff, like he's somebody that I would have actually. He was one of my favors. I was favoring him for, I believe, Manager of the Year this last go around. I know it went to Gucci again, and look at who's on his faction. That's understandable. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, you look at what Oyama was able to do, what Smets was able to do in their rookie seasons, and that was due in part because of the support of Kaiser. And so, I'm looking at that and I'm saying, like, Kaiser is somebody who I absolutely see getting that Manager of the Year. Next year, I think, is going to be a really good opportunity for him. And that's not to say that he doesn't do a whole lot, for the rest of this year. We still got the rest of this tournament to go, his other players that he's got in this tournament, as well as teams. So we'll see what happens there. But I think we're not discounting your game here today, but no. we're looking at all of the dungeon and what's been going on leading up to this moment. I think this is what we call I don't know if I'm going to get my sports terminology mixed up here. Maybe next year is what you would call the rebuilding year, or or what have you. But I think we are going to see a lot from the dungeon into next year, especially as when Smets taking real life into consideration, has a baby, has chance to be at ease, calm, refocus, come in. Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot from the dungeon, and
Well, look at how well Zipper's been doing lately as well too. Starting off from the beginning of the year and looking into where he is now. it's you have to take into consideration just that there is potential for people to grow as well too, and that there's going to be certain things that you go into your first match and you're not going to be prepared for. Like probably one of the biggest things that people are never fully prepared for, and it's probably impossible to prepare for, is that there is a factor of luck that goes into all this. I mean, especially the wheel, especially with, you know what, you study comedies, but you missed this one comedy from 1987. It's there's always going to be just one thing that is going to trip you up, and following this, I mean, it's just one of those things that there's going to be that with hindsight and retrospect, and you coming back, you're going to be able to know exactly where to go and know what your strengths are.
Yeah, I completely agree with that whole wheel thing. I really don't like watching Charlize Theron movies anymore.
That counts.
But yeah, that wheel, like jokes aside, that wheel could trip people up just because of the luck of it. That wheel, as say like Clark Wolf will attest to, that wheel can just absolutely destroy you.
Bateman and Guy, Houston.
That too.
And also with the fact it's a digital wheel, so you feel like you're less connected to that wheel. I mean, like honestly, one of my dreams was to actually spin the wheel. Like, you know what I mean?
But you essentially don't have the wheel making that choice for you based off of your power of the spin.
Mm-hmm.
You just have it's making a choice based off a click.
Yeah.
And in this case, I believe Christian's spinning the wheel, isn't he?
I actually don't know that.
But you weren't the one to make the click to get the wheel spinning.
If I recall correctly, I think they have individuals from Skybound. I think PJ is still involved there. They have people from Skybound. There's other people besides who we just see on screen who are behind the scenes as well. And I think the wheel is coming from a Skybound team member.
Yeah. But I mean, so the point is the spin of the wheel is not coming from the player.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, it is. It's absolutely not in your hand. You didn't click it. You didn't spin it.
Not that a click really matters, no matter who's clicking it, but yeah.
Theoretically, yes, but I mean, there's still, like you were saying, there's a connection made to it. I am the one that clicked it. I'm the one that got the wheel spinning.
You didn't click it hard enough.
You should have clicked harder.
Show that mouse who's boss.
I'm seeing Brian's last comment up here.
Yeah, biggest heel is the digital wheel.
I mean,
especially at Houston last year.
Houston, yeah. So I got something in my throat, guys. I don't know Houston. I don't know what that is. Anyway, let's wrap this dealio up.
To be honest, your cough sound like that anyways. We're in Austin, and that's just how we talk about
Dallas.
City.
El Paso.
San Antonio, El Paso,
Corpus Christi. Anyway,
Laredo.
Stupid joke.
Right next to Christian and I, where
Paris, Texas.
So
beating a dead horse.
A competitor that you're looking at to kind of say, okay, that's someone that I can pattern my own game after, and if so, who would that person be?
Dan Murrell.
Honestly, right off the top of my head, I've got to go with my guy in the dungeon. I mean, he's just been such a massive influence on me. Smets. I mean, just look at how amazing he did last year and just how he came up and just the work ethic and the dedication that he has. And that's someone who I automatically want to emulate and I want to be like. So yeah,
absolutely.
All right. Well, look, Kaiser, it doesn't end for you in the dungeon right here. You still got.
Would have loved if you add on them. Look how he just defended the belt and everything. That was wonderful.
Mancuso, obviously, and
really,
you have both video.
This was shot before last week, so it's
yeah.
In my opinion, that hasn't changed at all.
Putting all your chips.
Oh, for sure.
We know the match would
just
went down.
It would have been fun if you tried to predict the future there.
Now with these players in the singles, because if you guys don't at least advance, you could pretty much say that the season is done, right?
I'm pretty confident. I think you're seeing Video Drew playing at the highest level that she's ever played in her life. She's studying every day. We've been running drills, not with just Drew, with everybody. So I think she's damn near scary. I think she's going to beat Riley. I think that's going to happen. Zipper is looking for redemption. He's
Video
hungry.
Drew is scary.
I'm looking forward to seeing that match with him and Paul too.
The dog. In other news, water is wet.
So yeah, we're expecting the veterans to show up and win these first.
I mean, it depends on who you ask.
Vinny, we've been training him too. Again,
Water
he's a
could be
rookie,
dry also, I
guys
guess.
are learning as they go. Vinny's only played, one tag match, but he wants it. He's excited.
Well, I mean, milk can be evaporated, so
we'll see how it goes. I mean, yeah, it's been a tough year.
Also could be powdered.
Barn burners in our rookie season.
how do you get water in MREs? I mean, I'm just saying, it comes powdered.
It's tough to follow up.
You just got to add water.
And we're going to learn from our mistakes this season. We ain't going nowhere. And I think there's a lot of room for us to make some
Think you've had an MRE before.
Agreed. All right. Well, it didn't work out there for
I have
you
not.
today.
That's
Andres,
true.
you're
I
on
had a
Kaiser,
calorie
but
mate.
good luck.
Real quick, what Colin said he likes to eat at night. I can vouch for that. I saw him gnawing on a rat behind a Sunoco on I-90. Somebody might want to make sure and let him know that that's not healthy, especially what's going on now.
Well, whatever he's doing, he won. So, all right, I'm going to put you in the waiting room there. Thank you.
Is rat gnaw or a
Kaiser
career?
And Andres, we'll see you
I mean, if
soon,
he's
my friend.
homeless.
All right, Mark. One in the books. We now have our first official contestant inside of the tournament, and that is Adam, the Coyote Collins. Yet another family competitor coming in here, showing his moxie and advancing.
I know we're covering you with his compliment here, but I mean,
spots in the bracket, those precious few spots are getting filled, and one of them is by the Coyote. Hey, the Ghost brought ectoplasm to the party today.
Well, now we get to see
nuclear
Adam Collins versus either Dan Merle or John Roca. So
if he's a god, he should say
That's going to be the big test, guys.
All right,
that's going to be
there's so
terrifying.
much coming up here first. If you guys aren't already joined to the Patreon, man, should you be? Because if you just want to go and get some of these pay-per-view matches, you can do that. You can go to the schmoedownlive.com and get this title match that's coming up right around the corner this week. You can do that. But if you're at a $10 Patreon level, you get all the pay-per-views that we're doing, and listen to what we have coming up this week. On August 14th, Dangerous Dan Merle puts his
I love
title
how these are
on
filmed.
the
So, like you
line
said, this may have been
against,
like 2 weeks
you
ago,
could
and he's
say,
still
his
like,
arch
this
nemesis.
week.
They're doing it for the third time. Ethan, big time.
Don't
give away the secrets of the edit.
On the undercard,
I just love
Shazam
the forethought
will
of that.
face
It's
Final
fantastic.
Exam. And then on August 21st,
Ugh.
Dan Merle, John Roca will be defending their titles against Corruption. That is right. Corruption will be going for their championship to try to regain it or to see if the Founding Fathers can defend once again. August 21st. Like I said before, join the Patreon today at the $10.
Real quick, I know like we're almost done with this. I'll finish and just saying, can we? I just want to highlight this real quick. Can we say that the undercard is going to be Who's the Boss versus Shazam or Final Exam?
Jeez,
I can't remember.
Wow, you're talking about a team championship, a team's title match of the Founding Fathers versus Corruption, and then you're talking about the undercard is Who's the Boss versus either Shazam or Final Exam.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're not on the Schmoedown Patreon, what are you doing? I'm just saying, what are you doing? Get on that thing.
$1 tier, you'll get all of those pay-per-view plus exhibition match that is going to be a lot of fun. Mark, so there you have it. All of the things that are coming up this month, and the tournament then begins. We are in it, my friend.
Some scintillating Friday nights ahead for sure, Christian. A lot of big matchups coming up, a lot of special treats and surprises for y'all. So make sure you check out the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Patreon. Check us out on our Facebook fan page and digest us with your ears wherever you enjoy your podcast. Christian, it's only the start. We're not even officially in the tournament yet, and we already have those vibes. How do I know? The armpits are sweating, my man. Let's get this thing going.
Let's get going. And if you want to listen to it on audio, you can do that too. Just head on over to Apple Podcasts and get the Schmoedown feed. For the great Mark Ellis, I'm Christian Harloff. We'll see you next time.
Oh, all right.
Woo! There you go.
Run it back one more time. All right.
Again,
good match.
So here's the great thing about the Schmoedown replay, guys, is that we the two of us up here are watching this match for the first time, and a lot of people like to get guests on their show based on how the match goes. We get guests on our show regardless of the matches that go, regardless of what happens, and you get to hear it from both sides. You're going to get to hear it from both sides of the show. You're going to get to hear it from the people who won the match. You're going to get to hear it from the people who didn't win the match. And for a rookie coming out of the gate, Andres put up a heck of a performance. Did a really good job in this match, and major props to you, man. Major props to you.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, I would piggyback on that. We've reached out to people before that were like, "Hey, we would like to get your thoughts, feelings, and opinions." And yeah, there's some people involved in this, and it makes complete sense. Not dogging them at all.
Yep.
That they're like, "Dude, I just don't feel it. I don't feel like talking about this." In which case, yeah, they lost.
Completely fair.
But it makes complete sense. I mean, you get some of those, and I wouldn't say like ego is necessarily a bad thing, but I mean, it definitely feeds into the way a person acts and reacts in every day. Losing a match, but still coming on and wanting to talk about it, fantastic. Absolutely. So props to you, dude.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, people constantly say that people act a little differently when they've won something. Absolutely. But I think what truly shapes us and what truly gets us back on our feet is our failures more than anything else. Because I mean, honestly, when you look back on your life, what are the things that stand out to you? Not necessarily means the wins definitely can get there, and they can definitely be in that. But, I think you learn more from your failures more than anything else. And this, I mean, it was simultaneously a learning experience, but also it was a freaking dream come true as well, too. And I know some of my friends can attest to this as well, too, is that particular week when all that stuff was happening, things personally were just kind of going all over the place. And again, it shouldn't play into this at all, but it all goes into the blender and it all goes into the mix. And at the end of the day, I just had to come out of that, and I was just smiling basically because I was just like, dude, I could be in the freaking Schmoedown. I mean, this was a long time coming. I mean, not a long time coming, but it was like something that I always wanted to have happen. And it just kind of felt like, it kind of felt like that dream that was just far beyond your reach. And then all of a sudden it's like, holy crap, it's freaking amazing. Like, so anyway, no matter how it went, it was just going to be a good day. And you know what? And I think there is something to be said about talking, especially after your failures, and not failures, but after your losses as well too. And you gotta take the good with the bad. So that's all I'll say.
Success comes with facing adversary. I mean, don't you mean adversity, dear boy?
Oh, good Lord, really? I feel like you're quoting Mel Gibson quoting Sean Connery.
Sure.
What women want. Yeah.
Sean Connery was involved somehow.
Yeah. I completely agree. I don't feel like the way the human psyche works, the way people work, you don't necessarily grow off of your strengths, your successes. You grow off of your failures, your losses. You learn from it. You become a better person. You get that much stronger. Much like, say, for example, you lift weights. If you're able to easily lift weights, you're able to do your reps and everything. You need to increase your weight. You get stronger by increasing that strength. I feel like that's a very good analogy for this. You increase your strength, and Erica's saying no one should quote Mel Gibson. So there you go. Here's a strength I learned. You don't quote Mel Gibson, you become a better person. So
do not quote Mel Gibson, and do not let the British see you doing it.
Yeah. Well,
my God.
Anyways, Mel Gibson might not want to watch our tagline then.
We've offended a lot of people between tagline and in this show tonight, so who cares? Let's get to some of these questions in the chat here real quick. Let's bring up, I know this is one of the early ones I saw from Garth. Andres, did you find out Christian did not read out the year in the question? Would that have helped narrow it down for you?
I think this was part of Leo Logan's also. Yeah.
For this question, I'm gonna have to say honestly, I'm gonna have to plead the fifth on this one, because I think I think what we're gathering from this right now is, I lost the round. It's done. There's nothing that's going to change that. And honestly, there's no point in sort of just looking back and just being like, oh, well, he didn't read the year. No, if I was a strong enough player, I should have known the year right off the bat. And the year was just another hint. And honestly, I'm not here to take hints, and I'm not here to take hand-me-downs. I'm here to compete to the best of my abilities. And honestly, everyone's doing their best. And, there's even just the, no one takes into account just, reading the questions as phonetically sound as you possibly can, especially with Inner Geekdom. So it's honestly, I'm just gonna have to say I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one, and just it's my loss, and I'm gonna own it.
You just chalk it up to it. It is what it is. It happened. We did it. We're there.
Yeah, I'm not here to stir controversy. In terms,
of course not.
I was, I competed on the freaking Schmoedown.
Which is the best way to look at that. I know, and I'm going to bring up, so we were talking to you after you popped up last night on our singles tournament predictions. We were talking to you, and you and I agreed that there's a thing where when you're playing, you're just hearing the question. For all intents and purposes, that year did not exist in that question. When you were playing, Christian didn't say it. It was not a part of the question at all. We didn't know that it could possibly be a part of the question until now, when it did pop up on the screen. For all we know, that may have been put on the screen for the audience to hopefully see and maybe play along with that question. We don't know. Yeah. We won't know. We won't nothing against the writers. That's just for all intents and purposes, the question that was asked to you was the question at that time. That's what you have to go with. It's perfectly fine that way.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing I want to give a big shout out right now as well too is the work that PJ and Abby and all those team of writers that they do. I mean, come on, in terms of coming up with enough questions to fill a 36 match freaking tier.
Yeah.
It's insane. I mean, first and foremost, like even after losing, I had to give it to freaking PJ. I was like, well, you stumped me on a couple of them. Great. I mean, did your job. Yeah, you did your job. And also you have to realize that for every single one of those questions, for every single one of those wheels, there might have to be alternates. There might have to be alternates upon alternates. They might have to be 4 separate versions of each of these questions for the wheel. I mean, I don't know how the wheel works, but in terms of just trying to wrap my brain around how that's supposed to work, it's maddening. And I couldn't even begin to understand the pressure that those group of writers are under right now, especially after coming out of the Inner Geekdom tournament. And I just have to give them a huge shout out. And it's not an easy job at all. I mean, I know people in the threads, and I know people in the chat, and I know people on Reddit can definitely go out and be like, oh my God, well, why couldn't they do this? It's like, you know what? Go out and write 40 questions for one particular movie. I mean, I have a hard time writing 20 questions for one movie during the Video Chronics. So it's, it is what it is, but man, I'm sorry. I got to go on that long diatribe because I have such respect for the writers, and I have such respect for everything that they do. And I'm just telling them they're freaking awesome. There you go.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing to talk about right now. I mean, we saw PJ and Abby were on a certain point of view the other night, giving their opinions, and it was great being able to hear them talk about the fact that the writers has been a major focus over this past week or so. And it will continue. Here's the thing. It will always be a focus. The writers will always get some kind of flack at some point. It happens. That's the way this game works. I mean, that's like in football, you're always questioning the referees. It happens. It will always happen. That's just a part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I completely agree. Kudos to them for being able to still just continue on.
Yeah, that is one thing. I mean, yeah, they have been catching some flack lately from people. I mean, Reddit. We don't talk about Reddit. They've been catching. They've been catching a lot of flack from people, and it's good that people get to hear their side of it because, yeah, no one really does take into consideration that there's a lot of movies, and all those movies have to have a lot of questions, and I can guarantee however many writers are beyond PJ and Abby is still not enough for what this sport actually needs. So they're putting in overtime right now, which is absolutely commendable. So we give huge props to the writers on that side of things. Looking and seeing, I don't see any more questions quite yet. We have a comment from Errolowl here. Thank you for talking us through your match, Andres. We know you now.
Thank you.
That's really great. And Garth is bringing up something. So it is 12:25 a.m. here in Central Time.
Yep.
Technically, it is this one's birthday.
Woo!
So
I'm old now.
You're only 1 year older. You're only 31. Stop it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude.
Oh well.
Just 31, man.
Just 31.
Yeah.
Yeah. This stream isn't about my birthday.
No. That'll be the stream that we do tomorrow night, which tomorrow night is going to consist of, it's going to be Frank Moran from Swag versus James White from
The Den.
The Burning Droogs.
No.
Oh, is this not updated? Is he from is he in the Den now?
Yeah, he was straight over the Den. Come on, keep up.
Dude, I'm looking at the Schmoedown Live.
You are looking at something wrong.
Wow.
You are looking at something wrong. No, he is in the Den.
Okay, so he's in the Den. So we got the Den versus Swag tomorrow night. This one's going to be pretty good. So eager to watch this one as well because I really don't know what either one of these two bring to the table. We've seen James White like on a Schmoebaits over on Call to Action, but that's about it.
I'll just, in the off chance that you haven't caught any glimpses of this match.
No, I haven't.
Okay. What are your predictions? Who do you think is going to take this one?
I'm
going to put you on the spot here.
No, I mean, honestly, I'm always one to roll the dice on unproven talent, and not necessarily unproven talent, but just people that we haven't given a proper shot to. And you know what? I'm going to roll the dice. I'm going to say James White on this one.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I'm thinking this is going to be in James White's favor, but we shall see. I guess we should do any final thoughts as a whole. Andres, how do you feel as a whole about your first time out here?
My first time out here, there are definitely some growing pains for sure. But at the end of the day, it's fleeting, and literally the minute I stepped out of the apartment and saw the sunlight after taking that match, the first thing I immediately wanted to do was I wanted to get back in there. I was hungry to go back in there again because I know my abilities and I know what I've done before, and I've studied my ass. I'm sorry, I've studied my rear off to a certain extent with all these questions, and I know
you studied your donkey off. What?
No, right? Yeah, monkey. but I know my ability, and I'm again, Adam is no slouch. Like Adam is he's definitely a wild animal with that one. So, it's, he was definitely going to be a tough opponent going in. And even when I was researching him, there set the thought that, I might lose to him. I might lose to him. It might not just roll the way I want it to go. But at the same time, he's a pretty strong competitor. I think we're going to see more of him as well too. And that's not to say that I'm necessarily done either. I want to get back in there and I want to show you guys exactly what I've got to offer. And, I'm hungry to get back in.
Yep. Well, Classy in Defeat is our new rookie pal here, Andres. We're going to see some more great stuff from him in the future. Thank you for jumping on here and doing this with us, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for letting me come on board and, just dropping in my 2 cents here and there. And I know at certain points I definitely went on a long tangent, but, thanks for indulging me on that always.
All right, good.
You're being so humble. 2 cents, that was easily worth at least like $20. I mean, come on. You step up the
those are rookie numbers. You got to pump those numbers.
Those are rookie numbers. You got to pump them up. Nice.
Twice a day.
I
know exactly.
Well, thank you for that insight, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much. You're kicking off this brand new show for us here, this new way of doing reactions. I think it went pretty well. Glad to have you. Glad to hear all those insights and everything that you had to share there. As far as how we're wrapping up here, plugs for you. Let's drop your plugs first because you got some stuff that you're working on and doing also.
Yeah. Okay. So first off, I'm on my buddy Steve Craven's media YouTube page called High Voltage Media. We do movie reviews. We do video game reviews, and very soon we're going to be doing GTA Vice City, and we're going to be covering that gem from back in 2003. So that's something to look forward to. Absolutely. And I do run.
That was 03? Wow.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
Oh, no. That was 02. That was 02. My bad. 02.
Even worse. I mean, let's just add another year to it.
Same year we got Spider-Man. It was the same year we got Spider-Man because that was all I saw that year.
Jeez.
But yeah, I'm doing that on High Voltage Media on YouTube, and it's a lot of fun. Check it out. I edit the videos as well too, so you get to see some of my editing work on there. And I'm also on Twitch as Gallegos 209, and I've been doing streams of the Avengers beta, which is still only out there for people that pre-ordered the game. So if you want to play the game, check it out. And if you want to watch me play through the demo and give my thoughts on it, you can catch me over at twitch.com/Gallegos209.
Nice.
And you can catch me also on Twitter and on Twitter as Gallegos, and also Instagram as Gallegos as well too.
Yeah, guys. So go ahead and follow him on all those things. Give him some support everywhere. Sounds like you got some really great stuff coming. Some really cool stuff that you're working on there. So
I don't want to say I'm quoting Star Wars, but we shall be watching your career with great interest. Anyways,
as for everything else, guys, the Schmoedown guys, if for some reason this is your first experience with the Schmoedown, go ahead and hop over to Schmoedown Entertainment Network. Give them a like on the video, give them a follow, a subscribe, all the funny things that you do over on the YouTubes. Do that over there for them. If you are a tried and true fan of the Schmoedown, or if you watch this and you like the product that they're putting out, really highly consider jumping on their Patreon, because this month is packed full. The pandemic, what pandemic? There's no pandemic. They're pumping out amazing content still, despite this craziness that's happening in the world. So it is absolutely worth it. We highly recommend the $10 tier because they are dropping exhibitions. They're dropping these pay-per-view matches. You're getting all this sorts of stuff, including the big one coming up at the end of this month, which is Chris Jericho versus Kevin Smith.
Yeah,
that's huge. That is huge. That's like the biggest thing ever. Huge.
Now that one's not even like a Patreon thing. We're all just getting that just.
That's true too.
Because we're fans of the Schmoedown. We're all gonna get it. So,
yeah. It's going to be a huge one, guys. And personally, I'm so excited to see that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So real quick while we're plugging us, this is the Schmoedown replay. It's a whole new way of looking at Schmoedown reactions. Coming up, we got tomorrow night, as Garth is pointing out for us. Tomorrow night, as I said before, Frank Moran versus James White. We've got Thursday is going to be Marisol McKee versus Bonnie Somerville. That's going to be a good one. And then this weekend, this coming Friday, we do have what's going to be pre-recorded for us because it's not immediately public. So we're going to record it. So that's going to be Dan Murrell versus Ethan Irwin.
Title.
Undercard on that is going to be Shazam versus winner of the 8-7 undercard. Okay, so it's going to be a really, really good stream this weekend as well. So hop on the Patreon, make sure you buy the tickets for that because it's going to be fantastic. As for us, the Cinefanatics, make sure you follow us on Twitter and Instagram at CinefanaticsMLP. You can also follow us at our individual Twitter and Instagrams. It's Robert Adams MLP, Chris Adams MLP, pointed in the wrong direction. Anyways, make sure you follow us on that. Hop on our Patreon, join the tier that's good for you. On the Patreon, we do have a movie watch-along that's going to be coming up pretty soon on that. So we will be deciding which movie that we're going to be doing for that here in a couple of weeks. So make sure you hop on that Patreon. $10 tier gets you the movie watch-alongs. We've been having a blast with those, I would say. Those have been so much fun to do. I didn't know that was like going to be a perk of being a YouTuber, but doing a movie watch-along, so much fun. I love them.
Well, we have X-Men in the books. We have Iron Man. We have The Stuff with Tim Franco. We got all sorts of fun watch-alongs.
Oh my God, you have The Stuff.
Yeah,
we did The Stuff. I've seen The Stuff before. He never saw The Stuff, so we talked him into doing it, and it was so good. We had so much fun with Tim Franco on that one. So
and all the sweaty palms.
Anyways,
if you ever want me to come on board for any one of those and give you guys some good banter, I'm more than up for coming up for that.
Oh, that will happen.
In fact, we will definitely take you up on that. Just because our interactions with you have been fantastic. I can't wait to get you on a watch along because it's gonna be fun. I just know it. I already know it. I'll call it now. Anyways, so we've hit the 2-hour mark. That's going to do it for this stream. Thank y'all for watching. All of y'all in the chat, thank you for watching this. Thank you for making this stream as good as it could possibly be. I feel like this has been some good questions. It's been a lot of fun. Thank y'all for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe on this. If you enjoyed this stream, here's one extra thing I'm going to ask. If you enjoyed this, please help us out. Retweet this. Let people know about it. This is a whole new way of reacting. We're not just two schmoes. We're not schmoes. We're not just two guys sitting here watching watching a Schmoedown and just answering the questions and playing along and giving our thoughts. This is a whole new way of reacting that we're creating here. It's been a lot of fun. I'm enjoying this. Every single time we've done these episodes, I've been so ecstatic to do it. And tonight was no exception at all whatsoever. So please let people know about this. We're having a lot of fun. Y'all will have a lot of fun too. Come back. And that's going to do it for tonight. Y'all have a great evening and good night.
Night, guys.
I think I'm going to play the video again. Does that sound good? Play the video again? Okay, I'll play the video again.